The original FAMU College of Law left a lasting mark on the legal profession and on society. Many of its graduates went on to serve as judges, breaking barriers and shaping justice during some of the most pivotal times in our history. On this segment of Legal Connections, Professor Reginald Mitchell takes us down memory lane to honor those judges, their legacy, and the impact they had long after the doors of the original FAMU Law closed. So good to have you.
Thank you for having me again.
Tell us about these judges, and you are such a historian. I look forward to you bringing light to some of the judges that are being honored right now.
Well, thank you for having me. You remember on this show I talked about previous judges that we talked about. We try and keep track of all the judges, our graduates that have become judges. Well, I realize we missed a few from the original College of Law. So there are at least 5 that I want to talk about today. The first one was Daniel Mangiamelli. So he was a 1967 FAMU Law grad. He graduated Northwestern University in Illinois. And so he went on to, after graduating, he was the second white student to graduate from the College of Law, because at the time they used to even segregate the applicants and send them to other schools until funds were threatened to be taken away, so they stopped segregating the schools back in the 60s, right? So this is the 60s, right? So he graduated and returned to Illinois, where he was from, and he became a practicing attorney, and for the Department of Revenue, he became an administrative law judge. And so he served that for many years until he returned to Fort Myers. But his legacy is that his daughter, Suzanne Mangiamelli, who helped me with the research, she is now a circuit judge still in the state of Illinois.
Wow. Mangiamelli?
Mangiamelli.
That's pretty fascinating. Okay, so that's one.
That's one.
Okay, tell us about...
Second one, let's see. Let's go alphabetically again. James W. Matthews. So he was a Monticello boy right there near Tallahassee, Florida. Graduated FAMU undergrad, graduated FAMU Law in 1958. So for whatever reason, he went to South Florida and became the first ever municipal court judge that no longer exists, but he was the first black municipal court judge for Opelika. So they handled criminal and civil cases at the time. Eventually, he became the first ever assistant U.S. attorney in the state of Florida and possibly the South. So he preceded Jesse McCrary to become a U.S. attorney. So he practiced law for many years and was very successful. First black ever to serve on the Economic Opportunity Program, Inc., a program for economic opportunity in Florida at the time, in Miami at the time, and also the first black ever to serve on the Metropolitan Transit Authority.
Were they at school at the same time? This is a year.
He was just before Jesse McCrary graduated, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and tell us about our next one.
Our next one, let me see. We have W's. We have William J. Waterman. He was a power couple that's sort of reminiscent of Judge Emerson Thompson and the late Geraldine Thompson. So he was a graduate of FAMU in 1965. Great year I was born. So he returned, he graduated from Wilberforce University in Ohio, but he returned to Michigan, where he was from. And he was appointed, well, first off, he worked in a law firm. You might have heard the name of Elbert Hatchett if you look through Ebony magazine, very wealthy personal injury attorney and civil rights attorney. Well, he was his partner for a law firm with Hatchett and Waterman and some others, right? So he practiced law for a while. They integrated the schools of Pontiac, Michigan with a federal lawsuit. So he became famous for doing that, a civil rights activist. And then in 1988, he was appointed by the governor to become a circuit judge. And so in Pontiac, the 50th district, where he became a circuit judge, 2 years later, he served as chief judge. And he did so great for 8 or more years, almost 9 years, that now the William J. Waterman Hall of Justice is the building for the 50th District in Pontiac, Michigan, is named after him. And his wife was a medical doctor, ophthalmologist, and so he was a power couple.
Wow. So the Spirit of Excellence tour, I know, is we're going to be talking about later with the dean, but I can't help but be proud of these things, and just so much talent and brilliance coming out of one place. And this was the last one. That wasn't Matthews was before, and this one was
This was William J. Waterman.
Waterman.
So this is the third person.
Okay.
So we got 2 more to go.
Yes.
All right, next one. Let me see. Let's go with Seabeth Wimbish. So she was from Perry, Florida, local. Well, I'm not in Tallahassee anymore, but she went to FAMU undergrad and graduated in 1944 with a degree in biology. And 20-something years later, she decided to attend Florida A&M University. And so she and Arthenia Joyner were sorority sisters, Deltas, right? And so I think Arthenia mentioned that she might have babysat her, and now they're classmates in law school. So she graduated in fall of 1967, and she was in that epic photograph that now with the last graduating class in 68 that's known. But after graduating, she taught in the schools at Florida Memorial, Natural Sciences, and she was also a gym teacher in the Pinellas County Public Schools. She was the first ever to integrate the Pinellas County School Board and was eventually vice mayor of Pinellas County. Then she went on to get appointed in political positions. After she was the first ever elected to the city council, then she was vice mayor. And then the governor appointed her to the Department of Commerce, where she was assistant director and then director. And so she was like an administrative law judge. And she started doing things, quasi-judicial kinds of decisions, and had a hearing officer. She then became Deputy Secretary of Commerce, where she continued to do that, and then Secretary of Commerce, right? And so we should probably still be talking about her political career. She eventually worked for HRS, but when she ran for a state representative, she lost to the famous Al Lawson, who won that seat and went on to go on to Congress. But she was a very important person in the community, civil rights activist, and great political figure.
Keyword activist, because that sounded like the activity of 5 lifetimes.
Exactly.
My goodness.
Exactly.
Okay, who do we have next?
The last one is Judge Frank Howard White. He was a 1959 graduate of the FAMU College of Law. He stood a tall 6'8", and so he was a giant in all respects. He graduated. He attended Bethune-Cookman University, but finished Howard University, right? And then afterwards, he was in the graduating class of 1959 at FAMU College of Law. Then he went on to return to St. Petersburg area, and he became a county judge, right? So, but actually before that, he was a civil rights attorney. He helped to desegregate Pinellas County's public schools at a firm. So he had his own firm, and then after his firm was dissolved, he became a public defender. So he was one of the top public defenders in Pinellas County. Then he went on to run for county judge in Pinellas County. So he was the second ever black judge ever elected in Pinellas County. And then lastly, I think it was Governor Childs or Governor Graham appointed him to become a circuit judge, where he was first appointed and then ran several times successfully. So he was a professor at Stetson University. They have a scholarship honor in his name, but he served very well with distinction as a judge in Pinellas County, circuit judge.
We have big shoes to fill.
There you go.
And I don't know at what point in our story somebody said we need 8 hours of sleep, but I feel like it's something that happened after these tremendous individuals in FAMU, the original FAMU Law's history. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing.
Well, thanks for having me again.
Well, we want to thank Professor Mitchell for helping us remember and honor the judges who came from the original FAMU College of Law. Their courage and service continue to inspire, reminding us of the lasting impact one school can have on the pursuit of justice.